Thank you, Professor Ko. China faces similar challenges in terms of water affairs. Well, I believe that the challenges are quite similar in China as well in some other countries, although some of the manifestations can be a bit different. I think at our commission, we are mainly faced with two challenges. One is from the natural climate. Second is caused by human reasons. The nature-caused challenges are mainly also two. First, China has a serious shortage of water supply, and the distribution of water resources is not balanced geographically and so in terms of time. China has total reserve of 2.8 trillion cubic meters of reserve. That ranks number 2 in the whole world. However, divided by 1.3 billion, then our per capita water reserve is only 1/4 of the world average. For per hectare farmland, we can only have 21,600 cubic meters of irrigation water. That is very small compared to the world average. And then most of the rivers in China, you will find that 60% to 80% of the rainfall in their water basins are concentrated in several months from May to October. In the other months, the rainfall is very small. So the water resources are highly concentrated, and it is difficult to utilize them fully. If we look at the different years, it also differs from year to year. Sometimes for several years straight, the rainfalls are very high, and then for the next few years, we have drought. Geographically, North China and South China have imbalanced distribution of water resources. According to statistics, North China accounts for 64% of the total country's area, and the population accounts for 46% of the national total. Arable land accounts for 60% of national total, but water resource in North China only accounts for only 19% of China's total. So you can see that in terms of the timing, distribution, and the geographical distribution, water resources is distributed very imbalanced. As a result, we can suffer severely from natural disasters, and the community as well as the economic development are adversely affected.
The second natural challenge by the nature is actually the vulnerability of the water environment. As we all know, that water is a basic element of the natural environment, whether it is a water-rich or a water-weak region. The volume or the value or the form of water actually has some impact to some degree on the environment, and we can feel the changes when it happens. But of course, there are some challenges that we cannot sense. But we can see the vulnerability of the eco-environment exists there. And the vulnerability can actually impact on us, resulting in the incontinuity and insustainability of our economic development. From the human factors, there are two aspects. First, we haven't paid enough attention to the preservation of the water resources. In the past 30 years, the economic development speed is relatively high. The industrialization and urbanization is pretty fast. And the utilization of water resources is also high. However, in this process, we have seen in some regions the utilization of water resources is not so good, and it has gone beyond the supply of the water resources, and there are some serious results. For example, the underground water extraction has caused the sinking of the ground, and the the extraction of waters from the upstreams of the rivers actually has resulted in the drying of the downstream, and sometimes the pollution resulted in the severe drop in the water quality in the river. On the contrary, in the water resource protection aspect, we have not done enough. The second challenge is basically on the aspect of our national situation. We have this unbalanced distribution in East and West and on the per capita basis. And this knowledge is not really enough. We all know that China has a very large population, but many do not know that we do not have enough water resources. We always think that there are endless water for us to consume. In some area in China, the severe shortage of water has actually affected the daily life of people. In most of the regions, there is no such problem, so that people don't really feel about the shortage of water, and they just switch on the taps and let it flow. But we can always feel that the water is getting less and less. So with the industrialization and urbanization, and also because of the natural disasters caused by the water shortage or over water flow, the impact is quite big. And the Chinese government has actually realized that there is a severe situation in water management. In 2007, our central government has actually set up a policy of scientific management of the water resources. In our daily life and operation and manufacturing, we must build a environment-friendly, water-friendly society. And we also have proposed the theory of human beings living in harmony with nature. So in water management, we will try to give outages to floods and change the unlimited extraction of water resources from the rivers and lakes. And we will also emphasize on the conservancy of water and to enlarge the self-healing aspect of the human nature, of the nature, and also on the reutilization of water resources. We must pay more attention so that the economic development will be in balance, in harmony with the water resource management and development. Especially in last year, in 2011, the Chinese government has actually published several documents about water conservancy. And also we have held the highest level water conservancy meetings with the plannings for the future. We have also some very detailed measures in managing the water resources. There are several points here. The first is that we have emphasized the importance and severity of water management. And we must pay very much attention to the water management. And secondly, through government budget management, we will put in 4 trillion RMB into the vulnerability management of the water resources. And third, we will build water channels to effectively improve the utilization of water resources and to build 3 flat channels. And fourthly, to form a reformation mechanism. And fifth, we will try to cultivate and train more water conservancy talents and to enhance collaboration with other countries. And sixth, we will try to publicize and propagate more on these more population, less water resource concept to the civil service education, to the public education system, so that every citizen in China can actually have the concept of saving water, conserving water. And through all these measures, we believe that in the future, in 10 to 20 years, China will be able to solve the problem of the water resources. Thank you very much.